Hello there, welcome to Strictly Fishing, where the other day I bought 4 fish and last night 2 of them died. So the other day I decided to listen to Taylor Swift's new album, The Tortured Poets Department Anthology, and that's not something that I would normally do. I'm not a Taylor Swift fan, I'm not a Taylor Swift hater, mate. She's kind of just there for me. Like, you know, it's just Taylor Swift, you know? But I decided to give it a listen because I saw a lot of people online. There was some split decisions. People were saying it was a masterpiece. There was people saying it was like dog shit. And I was on a night shift. I had to do something on my fucking smokers. So I decided what I was going to do. I was just going to listen to the new Taylor Swift album. Because there was a lot of discussion about it. And clearly she's like a well-loved musician. She's had a strong career and I've like never given her a chance really to listen to anything from her. No doubt she's got some bangers though, you already know. Romeo, take me somewhere we can be alone. That shit goes hard. If you don't think it does, you're lying, mate. But yes, I just decided I'd like musically step out of my comfort zone a little bit. You know, the only like new albums that I ever listen to are hip-hop. Like I can't think of any other genre of music that I would listen to a new album from. So yeah, never listened to a Taylor Swift album before. Don't really know anything about her. And one thing I do want to say, I said that I'm reviewing the anthology, which is the extended edition. I did not know that there was an extended edition. I thought the album was just however many it is, 31 songs. I was like, fuck me, I'm in for a long night. So yeah, I did not know that there was like a fucking smaller track variant that I could have done. But hey, we're in it for the ride. I wrote it out. So this is my unbiased review of the new Taylor Swift album. I'm a little bit late to the train, but fuck it, what you gonna do about it? So right off the bat, I want to say, first song is called Fortnite. Surely, if she's pulling tricks like that, she's begging to get a Fortnite concert, a concert in Fortnite, and maybe a skin. Cracks me up. It's probably not the case, but mate, it looks like that's what she's going for, really. But just on that song, I want to say good performance from Post Malone on it. I do approve of what he's done there. He didn't take away from Taylor Swift's performance. You know, he wasn't trying to outshine her or anything. He complimented her very well. Their voices sounded good together, so good job on you, Post Malone. Didn't sound like anything super typical that he would normally do. But the album itself was full of heartbreak and tragedy, which is something I did expect of her. Taylor Swift has got a reputation for singing about breakups and all that. And even just from the title of the album, you can tell it's gonna be that sort of way, you know. And we all know that she's like popular for making breakup songs and sad songs, things like that. But is this how all of her like projects are? That's something I don't know. I don't know if she's like, typically each project is like mainly about breakups and sad shit, you know? That's definitely what this one was though. But Taylor Swift, she's a good vocalist, you can't deny it. She has a good voice on her. And on the album she does quite a lot of typical Taylor Swift style singing. But I did notice one thing stuck out. I like her deep voice. She does like a deep voice. Probably did it like maybe a couple times on the album. The one that stuck out to me was My Boy Only Breaks His Favorite Toys, and she did it a little bit on So Long London. I reckon she needs to do a bit more of that, bro. It sounds good. And when she did do it, it would like break up a little bit from the album, make it stand out a bit more. There's good poetic use in her lyrics that she used on here. The album lives up to its name in that regard, I'd say. She's good at telling a story like and evoking like some sort of visual with her words, if that makes sense. There was definitely some corny shit though, I can say that. I'll get into it a bit later. Like, it's nothing that nobody's already heard. Like, everything that I'd seen online before listening to the album was like people ripping on the corny shit that she said. And if you've heard anything about it, I'm sure that's what you've heard as well. Some of the content though, I was surprised that she swears so much and like had so many drug references and like themes of death as well. Like, that kind of surprised me coming into Taylor Swift album. I like though how it seems in, you know, the past few years she's been gravitating to a little bit more darker content. Like, that sort of thing feels more real and it kind of brings up more visuals in your mind when you're listening to it as well. Like, if she says something fucking like dark and shocking out of the blue, you're like, damn, bro. And it makes you think about it a little bit more and like puts you more in her mindset as well, sort of thing. Kind of picked up that she was headed down that route from that one song. I had a dream my mother-in-law killed me for the money. That shit bangs, bro. I enjoy it. When it comes on the radio, I ain't mad. I ain't fucking mad. One thing I did find is she doesn't really use her vocal scale super interestingly. Like, a lot of it is a real standard Taylor Swift feeling. And she definitely would have the ability to do something that stands out a little bit more with her vocal range. Because sometimes when you're listening to a new song, they do something interesting with their voice. They'll hit like a fucking high and then a low or some shit. Like, you know how it is when you're listening to a new song and the vocalist does like something like real crazy with their vocals. Not necessarily impressive, but just like something that stands out and you go, whoa, what the fuck? You know, something that just catches your ear and goes, I didn't hear a lot of that in the on the album. It was a bit, she did throw it back and forth a bit. I think an example of where she does do this is in So High School or Peter. I don't know. I didn't. It's one of the two. She does it quite a lot, and that's one where it's actually interesting to listen to a bit. But yeah, most of the album is really like predictable and typical vocal inflections of a Taylor Swift, you know. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, she's doing what she's doing, you know. She is who she is. And don't hate me for saying it, but there was quite a few times on the album where I was like, that sounds like something Lana Del Rey would do. I don't know where that comes from. I'm not educated on either of them, so hey, that's just it. Hey, That's just how I saw it. That's just how I saw it, alright? I ain't saying she's biting her style. I don't know what's happened. I did notice that a lot of the time when she was singing a melody, it was exactly what the instrumental was doing. Like if the instrumental was going, hee ha, she was singing hee ha at the same time. I mean, that can be effective sometimes, but I feel like she did it quite a lot and it was just boring and made the songs feel kind of flat a bit. And it seems like she's taken a liking to like run on rhymes sort of thing. That was the only way I could think to explain it. Like an example would be, I had a sandwich and it was the damnedest. I had a catfish sandwich and it was the damnedest. Like she does a bit of rhyming like that. I don't know if she thinks it's impressive or not. Like you understand it if it's a rapper doing it like, I had a catfish sandwich and it was the damnedest. But if it's Taylor Swift going, I had a catfish sandwich and it was the damnedest. Like it kind of, I don't know. I can't get on board with that. Maybe people enjoy it. I don't know. Like I feel like she could be trying to use it to emphasize something that she's saying, but I don't know. Just leaves a salty sort of taste in my mouth when she does it. And I hate to be criticizing so much right now, but it's time to jump into the corny shit. Don't you tell me there was no corny shit. There was corny shit. You've seen it everywhere. It's sprawled across the internet, mate. There was one that really stuck out to me, and it was he laid in my lap like a Labrador with tattoos. I don't know, man. I see what she's trying to say, but I don't know, man. When she said it, it was like she's kind of getting her point across. And it's sort of a trend. I've seen this thing, Labrador boys or whatever. And like, oh, Labradors are so nice and kind and sweet. But this Labrador's got tattoos, bruv. I don't know about it. I don't know. There's no way she wrote that and was like, that's fucking genius, you know? I don't know. And there's surely people aren't listening to it going, fuck, that's genius. I'm sure there are people thinking that, but I don't see it, bro. I don't see it. There was also the who has a typewriter anyway. I mean, this is all the shit that people are just talking about, but sometimes you gotta bring it up. My mum's got a typewriter. Bit of a funny one when she said Charlie Puth deserves more recognition. I don't know, bro. I don't listen to Charlie Puth. I don't know. He's pretty popular, isn't he? I hear that shit on the radio. I don't know if it's corny. It just kind of stuck out of nowhere in the middle of the song. I didn't like the hook on Florida. Florida! That's how it was, if I remember correctly. Florida! But I do want to say on that one, Florence and the Machine featured on that song, Florida, or whatever the fuck. Mate, Florence has got fucking pipes, I'll tell you. She absolutely killed it. Like, she fucking, in my opinion, she outshone Taylor Swift on that track. Like I halfways was sitting there going like, I kind of wish I was listening to a Florence and the Machine album right now. Fucking magic on the beat. Respect to Florence. I wrote down in my notes at the start that Who's Afraid of Little Old Me was corny, but the more I listened to the song, the more I gave it the slip on being corny, because it like turned out to be quite a personal and powerful song, it sounded like. And I feel like the themes and what she was saying on it, like a lot of people could probably relate to and connect with as well, so I gotta give that song some respect. Not corny, I take it out the corny bin. Now that I've had a good old fucking rip on Taylor Swift just then, let's talk about some of the good shit. Now, I do want to say I wrote these notes last week. I don't remember what any of these fucking songs sound like really, but these are the ones that I put in the good pile. I wrote down, like, Daddy I Love Him, and then in brackets it says long, so they must have been too fucking long. I Can Do It With a Broken Heart, good apparently. The Albatross, good. I Hate It Here, good. Thank You Amy, good, which is funny because people were saying that it's about Kim Kardashian. I don't know, bro. I don't know their past, their beef, whatever. It sounded like a song about youth. I don't think it sounds like Kim Kardashian bashing the fuck out of her or whatever. And also Alchemy. I think that was a good song, bro. Nice homage to Travis Kelce out there. Of course, had the all the football analogies. We were expecting it, mate. We were expecting it, and it was good, cute. I like them as a couple. I don't follow football. I don't follow Taylor Swift, but they seem happy. So what's the problem? I did think throughout the whole thing though, like, what is Travis Kelce thinking about her making a 31 song about mostly sounds like other boys? You know what I'm saying? But that's what she does. That's what she does. That's what Taylor Swift does. I'm sure Travis Kelce be dealing with it, you know. Sure you can put up with that if the missus is a fucking billionaire. I did overall think that the album was good, like artistically. I think it seems like it's for people who like staring out the window listening to music, thinking of days gone by and things like that. And there's nothing wrong with that, mate. That's the beauty of music, is like, people enjoy music differently, and there's nothing wrong with that. You enjoy it how you enjoy it, you enjoy what you enjoy, and that's just the way it is, mate. I think people who are hating on this album are only doing it because they either don't like that's not their taste in music, and they don't like Taylor Swift as a person. That's like the only reason I can think people are actually hating on it. And to them I say, just fucking put it down, mate. You don't have to listen to it. It's not your sort of music, no problem. Comes on the radio, you're listening to the wrong radio station, mate, if you don't like that. Just switch it over. But I don't like it when it comes on in the supermarket, mate. You're not there to listen to the music. You're there to pick up your brainwaves. Get your shit, get out, put on some Ed Sheeran in the car, mate. Easy, easy done. To me, what it sounded like is if The Weeknd did this album and his style, the exact same lyrics, exact same vocal performance, but maybe with just instrumentals, his style, everyone would love it. People just hate him because it's Taylor Swift. So the overall visual that I got after listening to this album, I'm seeing pastel colors. I'm seeing a person crying, sitting on a window seat, and maybe they're staring out at like a big straw field, fucking bright blue sky, birds flying past, maybe some bumblebees or something, and they're just crying about their life, looking at the beauty out there. That's what I got from this album. Now for the fun part, we're going to get into some rating right now. For the vocals, I'm giving it 6 worms out of 10. It wasn't like super interesting to listen to the vocals. She's got a good voice, obviously, but it's not like the sort of voice that I like listening to personally. The instrumentals are going to get 4 bucket hats out of 10. Pretty boring, honestly. They're done well, but sonically, a lot of the tracks sound like they could be the same song, especially when it comes to the instrumentals. When it comes to the bars, I'm going to give that 8 rods out of 10. Some good poetic content. Obviously, when I'm talking about bars, I'm not talking about bars, you know what I'm saying? But just the content of the songs and, you know, things like that, the way it all matches up. She's obviously talented in that department, that poetic department. The corny lines would bring it down a little bit, but I'm not really counting them in this here. Because overall, it was good. Her words get her points across, and visuals when you listen to them as well. So that's a positive. For the choruses, I'm gonna give them 6 hooks out of 10. Pretty standard Taylor Swift choruses there. Done well, but, you know, pretty average, something you'd expect out of Taylor Swift. And for the vibes, gonna have to give it 4 folding chairs out of 10. You know, sometimes the vibes are good, but what's being put across is not what I'm looking for in music, to be honest. And so my personal rating for something that I would listen to, gonna have to give it 3 flounders out of 10. It's really not something that I would listen to or enjoy on a day-to-day basis. None of the songs made any of my playlists. The album wasn't made for me, and that's okay, you know, not everyone has to enjoy it. Overall, for a wider audience, I'm gonna have to give the album 8 kahawai out of 10. You know, I can appreciate the artistry. She put a lot of effort into it. It was quite a personal album as well. Like, it kind of felt like she was writing a diary. She was putting her heart out on the line in this one. I feel like maybe she always does that, but it really did feel like a personal one. You know, obviously there's a lot of people that don't like it, and not everyone's expected to like it, but this album doesn't seem like it was made for everybody or radio appeal. It feels like she made this album for herself, her fans, and anybody that might relate to what she's saying to. That's good. That's a good positive, and something important to music as well, especially for big artists, so that they can, you know, relay all that to their fans and stuff like that. So it gets extra points for all that. So big up Demandem Taylor Swift. That's a big Jackie Chan 8 out of 8. Good on you. So let me dive down here real quick. I want to get some extras. Yoink. Fuck me, they got some good stuff down here. Let us cook these boys up. Alright, now let's sell them up. This is how much we started with. And that's how much we made. Yo. Thank you for coming fishing with me. I appreciate that.